How many errors, how many times have people been led into horrible pitfalls by blindly obeying and not seeing what has happened in the past when people blindly obeyed? Okay, true obedience isn't blind, but that's a commonly repeated error. We could learn from the past from that. In politics, there's hundreds of repeated errors all the time, right? But just one is re-electing demagogues. People think they're going to get something for nothing, and they keep re-electing a person who's very, very destructive. Right? That's a commonly repeated error, isn't it? Another one is complacency, and this is a little more general, but when you look at any empire, the history of any empire or a nation, a country, even a family, you see a rise and a fall, right? You see that curve. They work really hard, build it up, whatever it is. It might be the family, it might be the country, the empire, just think of the different empires, and they build up and they become very strong, they reach their peak, and everything's going fine and we're really comfortable. And then what happens? They get lazy. They think that things are never going to change, whatever, their wealth, their religion, whatever, it's never going to change. And what happens to that curve? It goes down. And eventually it hits bottom and they tighten their belts and say, okay, we've got to do something about this. And you start seeing another rise. And it might be a rise of the same, they might go back to kind of what it was before. It might be something different. But you see that rise and fall. That's a commonly repeated historical error on many levels. Another is battlefield strategy. Now, this is something actually that the military academies study. They study historical battles to learn from it. But how many times do our leaders not learn from history? And just one example, Dr. Hickson could give you a lot more, but just one example is a war on multiple fronts, which often leads to disaster.